Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 1v1 game between a Meteor and KroLu. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Meteor spawning as the orange human player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, KroLu spawning as the yellow orc on the top right. This game does come fairly highly recommended by WarCraft 3 info. If you guys need any info on WarCraft 3, well, you know where to go. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. It is going to be Farseer Headhunters coming out. Oh no, can I really zoom out? There you go. Farseer Headhunters coming in from KroLu. Meanwhile, we are looking at an Archmage and Footman coming in as well. Hello, Booty Eater. How you doing? I think kind of misspelled my name, but hopefully you're having a great day as well. Let's see how things break down in this 1v1 matchup. We're looking at Farseer Grunts, or excuse me, Barracks nearly done, and it will be Headhunters going up against the Archmage, who is already calling over Militia, looking to clear out this giant sea turtle creep camp. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, Double D, the mod, thank you for the bits. Every little bit does definitely help. All right, coming back through Archmage, already picking up that Gauntlet of Overstrength +3, allowing the Militia to finish off these sea turtles here as the Archmage makes some ground to try and clear out this green creep camp and get to level 2. Meanwhile, we are looking at one Arcane Tower nearing completion as the Farseer now comes back across here. All right, Arcane Tower is already available. Is it going to be attacking the Farseer? That is the question. Trying to get some damage onto that Farseer, but more importantly, removing that precious mana. Yes, it is a recent game. All games are now recent because, Blizzard released patch 1.33, making all of the 1.32 replays I have completely null and void. Coming back around, we are looking at the Farseer trying to put in some pressure once again. There goes one Spirit Wolf. Militia going to go ahead and turn back around and fight if only ads were consistent in Crota's streams. I don't really know what that means. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, Meteor still going after some more orange creep camps, as well as Headhunters who seem to be joining in on the battle here. Arcane Tower is going to get a death onto one of those units there. One does get taken down. Farseer now finally on the board with some experience after all this time, as the Farseer is continuing to knock on the door of this farm to try and open things up. Coming back around, we are still looking at more peasants while trying to stay away here. It looks like though another peasant is going to get taken out here as the Archmage finally making its way over. Not quite sure why the Arcane Tower isn't going after the Spirit Wolf, as we're also seeing some blacksmiths now join in on the battle here. This is going to be a problem though. Down hall is about halfway done, but a fair number of peasants have been taken down. Actually not that many. 2 peasants have been taken down so far, and if that number continues to grow, we may have some lumber issues once we get to tier 2. A Headhunter gets taken down there. Archmage with Boots of Speed should be able to wander around the map fairly quickly now. Meanwhile, Farseer has gotten 3 kills on those peasants with 75 experience. More Headhunters will be joining in on the battle here, and we could be looking at a potential creepjack situation. Farseer coming in with Spirit Wolves. Is he going to see this Archmage off to the side? No, does not spot it. Nighttime vision for the save there, as we are looking at a farm quickly getting canceled there, as those Headhunters would have just been able to break right through. 21/24 supply compared to 28/31. Archmage looking to finish off this last Forest Troll Berserker and now make its way back around. Level 3 Archmage with level 2 Water Elementals should really be able to rack up a fair amount of damage, especially with that Archmage's Boots of Speed. Boots of Speed wants to close in on that Headhunter, get in a couple of more easy attacks there. 1 or 2 more attacks closing in on that distance. There's one. I think it needs 2 more attacks now. 1 more final attack, and it will get taken down. Archmage with those, with that Ring of Protection and the Gauntlets of Overstrength +3, really able to rack up a lot more damage. And without those Spirit Wolves constantly pestering the Archmage seems to be in a fairly decent spot. All right, 1 or 2 more shots, and that one Headhunter just simply trying to run on by will end up getting taken. Oh, nope, 1 more shot needed. It looks as though that Headhunter will escape away at 3 hit points. Back down to the south, Spirit Wolves are making another play here. More farms are trying to be built. More peasants should be trained up, as the Mountain King is getting trained up as well. Well, one very low hit point Headhunter did it end up sacrificing itself. Not quite sure. Yeah, I think it ended up sacrificing itself here as we're looking at a Goblin Shredder joining in on the battle. All right, last final shot for that wolf. It does get taken down. Goblin Shredder going to finish off this Forest Troll High Priest in the back. And that is a way to make up a lot of, well, ground. If you lost a lot of peasants, just hire up a Goblin Shredder. And that Goblin Shredder, well, will help you clear out this creep camp to be a little bit faster overall. And then, well, make sure that you are able to get a large amount of lumber later on. You can see, well, 86 over 900 or 900 gold, but only 86 lumber, definitely behind right now. Archmage does have a potion of invulnerability. Mountain King now with the boots of speed and gauntlets of ogre strength +3. Goblin Shredder now making its rounds back over as we're looking at, well, nothing really in the base of Meteor. All right, so really no infrastructure at all to be seen. We are looking at a blacksmith, and that is it. No tier 2 buildings. The only sign of tier 2 right now on the battlefield is that Mountain King, as the Archmage has a rather small army still. Daybreak about to happen, cannot heal anymore at that Fountain of Health. And KroLu is actually in a very, very dangerous position. Thank you for the follow. And we're in a position to deal a lot of damage. And Meteor is actually in a dangerous position as those Wind Riders can really poke apart and deal significant damage. Archmage with those water elementals, only way to counter those Wind Riders, as those Wind Riders are a bit of glass cannons, 570 hit points, but they are light. All right, I don't see any additional, well, spirit lodges or anything for purge onto those water elementals, as the Wind Riders are now making their rounds as well. We are now going into workshops. We are going into an Arcane Sanctum and an Arcane Vault, as KroLu seems to not know how to capitalize on his advantage right now. All right, simple run around the entire map, now going after a difficult creep camp instead. There is a ensnare down onto that Wind Rider there. There goes that, well, there goes the Ogre Lord, giving that Tauren Chieftain a powerful item indeed, and level 2 Endurance Aura. However, not the item he wanted. He'll most likely just be selling that off. Wind Riders continue to poke apart here. Meanwhile, Archmage and Mountain King doing some creeping as well. Both sides not realizing how close they are to each other. And KroLu, with a 48 compared to 35 supply advantage, really should try to engage against his opponent. The Wind Riders, however, are, well, rather supply heavy, and I would equate this to saying a Zerg army compared to a Protoss army. If a Zerg army has a lot of roaches, it seems like the supply is artificially inflated, as yeah, just seems a little bit artificially inflated overall, and you need a little bit more of a supply advantage. But that doesn't really happen often, except for Wind Riders in WarCraft 3 because of that taxing and income balance mechanic. Tauren Chieftain looking to finish off the remainder of this creep camp, picking up a Boots of Quel'Tha Loss. Gonna finish off that Forest Troll Berserker and these Ogre Warriors now, and taking a commanding lead in the overall, overall hero level race. Level 3 now on that Tauren Chieftain. Level 2 Stormbolt could be some major problems. Units are going to try and retreat back out, as the Tauren Chieftain will have level 2 Shockwave for that back line, trying to rack up damage onto these, well, onto the Riflemen and all of these other units here. Spirit Wolves do deal quite a bit of damage. Tauren Chieftain going to be coming back around. Are we perhaps going to be looking at a Shockwave? Oh, there was Cloak of Shadows right there. He tried to use a healing salve, not quite working, as the Flying Machine also spotted that Cloak of Shadows play. Flying Machines getting shot down there. Wind Riders being forced to pull back as the Archmage and Mountain King heads back home here. All right, Tauren Chieftain needs to get healed up quite a bit. What Wind Riders are looking to retreat back, could easily go after this last Ogre Warrior while regenerating health. That could be a pretty safe call right there. Meanwhile, the Mountain King looking to clear up some additional creep camps too. Mountain King getting close to level 2. Meanwhile, the level 3 or level 2 Shockwave on that Tauren Chieftain, coupled with the Chain Lightning, could start to spell problems for those Riflemen and other backline units. Chain Lightning, Chain Wave able to really destroy backline units rather fast. Is flat cannons available tier 2 for the gyros? For the gyrocopters, nope, tier 2. I don't believe the flat cannons have been upgraded. I really wish I had a better. I know there are better overlays out there, but I know the Back to Warcraft team actually invested their own money and time to make that program and build and work off of the API. Really, really great stuff. What the community has come up with recently. Anyways, coming back around, we're gonna try and go after this Red Drake Creep Camp here, Tauren Chieftain, Troll Bat Riders, and here we are, straight up engagement going first after that. The one healer, the Forest Troll. Forest Troll High Priest now going after the remaining ground units. The Red Drake also with Inner Fire. How much damage is going to be absorbed as now in come the Fly Machines. Fly Machines are going to be able to put pressure back in and now try and fight their Troll Bat Riders. However, trying to ends justify the means to sacrifice themselves. Are they going to be able to do exactly that? There goes a little bit more damage. Wind Riders actually poking apart quite a bit of damage there. Unable to pick up the Tome of Intelligence +2, but I believe Orc was able to get that last bit of experience. I was just wondering if human has to be tier 3 or can be done at tier 2. I believe it is a tier 3 upgrade. It's been so long since I've studied the charts and done all of the and kept up to date with all of the balance patches. I know some things got moved down to tier 2, and therefore, well, that's the reason why I'm not 100% sure. I thought the same. All right, coming back around. Watchtowers here. No tiny Great Hall or no Great Hall either. We are still looking at more Bat Riders being thrown in here. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 4 has a Potion of Greater Mana, and this is gonna be quite fun. Tauren Chieftain now up to 300 mana. Will be able to get off a fair number of shockwaves. This creep camp down here should be easy to clear up quickly, just to be able to have a point to try and heal. Well, Destroy upgrade is tier 3, so the Flak Cannon is probably tier 3 too. All right, Sentry Wards are down. KroLu does not spot this, as it is Meteors here, as the Archmage and the Mountain King needs to get to level 3. Level 3 Mountain King will greatly change everything there, as Storm bolting onto the Wind Riders will now actually deal significant damage. There goes a Shockwave through, and now going to try and take down that Arcane Tower quickly. Arcane Tower, no repairs there. Wind Riders now going after the Flying Machines, battling it back around, and the Wind Riders taking far more damage than I would have expected here, as there's a lot of Flying Machines just all around here. Troll Bat Riders finally finding their way onto those other units, and now Scroll of Town Portal back. KroLu, well, 38 supply over 51 now, losing a lot of those Wind Riders there. And that's what that just goes to show you, supply isn't everything. Those Wind Riders are very supply heavy, but get taken down so quickly, and also feed a fair amount of experience back to Meteor's army. Mountain King nearly at level 3, and that does mean we will have access to level 2 Stormbolt momentarily. Tauren Chieftain and Farseer trying to get to level 3 or level 3 abilities themselves, level 3 Shockwave, and perhaps level 3 Spirit Wolves to be able to surprise their targets. All right, once more, KroLu setting down a couple of watchtowers here. Water Elemental is invisible. Is it going to try and go after any of these buildings? Yes, it will. This one watchtower could actually end up getting taken down, as that peon, retreats back here and absorbing a little bit of damage. Nothing really to worry about, though, since he does have a medium armor and is able to shake off much of that damage there. All right, there goes a Footman. 4.5 on both of the Orc heroes. Meanwhile, it just constantly looks like KroLu is setting up towers to try and get Meteor out of position. All right, running on in with Wind Riders again. Troll Bat Riders, 42 supply over 51, has a large amount of gold in the bank, and now going after those towers once more. All right, one tower now down. All right, another tower could get taken down. Are we going to see a Shockwave? There goes a Chain Lightning. No Shockwave to finish off any of those peasants. There's finally the Shockwave, and taking down 3 peasants there, as well as we're still looking at the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer really putting in pressure. And this is actually an interesting strategy by KroLu. KroLu was constantly pressuring in with those Wind Riders, and now Meteor has a bunch of useless Flying Machines. It was really the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain that is going to be racking up that damage. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 5, Farseer now sitting at level 5, and dual level 5 heroes, causing some major problems. Wind Riders making their way over, and ends justify the means, trying to take down more and more of those Flying Machines again, as the main hall could end up being destroyed. Shockwave pushing on through. Archmage going to try and do a little bit of saving. Not that many peasants left. 62 supply compared to, or 62 gold. If this Tauren Chieftain gets off another Shockwave, that is going to be some major damage. There's a Chain Lightning as well, trying to finish things around, but the Spirit Wolves now turning color as the Tauren Chieftain wants to get one more major Shockwave off to try and finish off the keep. Are we going to see the Shockwave? Yes, we are. One final shot off. No, the Tauren Chieftain cannot hit the keep. The Farseer did not get the last shot, and 19 hit points was able to be repaired. That would have been absolutely tragic. Tragic positioning. The town hall would have been gone, and no more economy whatsoever. It was an all-in play and fell short by about 1 or 2 hit points. I cannot believe how close that was. Tauren Chieftain now coming back, has a clarity potion. Farseer now trying to make that play back down as well. The keep back up to 500 hit points, and well, it is still trying to stay alive here. Meanwhile, Farseer, Tauren Chieftain continuing to make a play back around. If the Troll Bat Riders had just attacked the keep as well, that could have been the difference. Mountain King, Tauren Chieftain, are we going to see a 4 units around? No, we are not, as we are now looking at the Sorceresses and Priest coming back with a bit of slow. Coming back the other side, Troll Bat Riders trying to put pressure onto the keep. Multiple peasants are constantly repairing this keep as well. 29 supply compared to 28. KroLu looking to try and set up an expansion somehow, but the water elemental is still right here. Does Meteor have a town hall on the expo? No, it is just a farm. The Troll Bat Riders with that siege damage, 17 to 21, would have been enough to finish off that building here. All right. Meteor purposely staying and purposely playing close to home right now. Needs to be very careful. Shockwave could easily take down a couple of key buildings. Oh, there's some invisibility right there. Mountain King getting in a Stormbolt onto that Farseer. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing a wave, taking down 2 priests there as the units are looking to retreat back. Tauren Chieftain going to perhaps try and line up another Shockwave. Is it going to be able to find that? No. Tries to throw a Shockwave, but the Sorceresses, disappear right before his eyes as the Tauren Chieftain is whisked away. Coming back around, Water Elemental attempting to take down this watchtower. We are looking at a constant invisible summons. No tiny Great Hall. This watchtower should be done here in just a second. And this is the opportunity that KroLu can get back into this game now. He knows that the Mountain King and Archmage need to stay relatively close to home. If they venture out too far, the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain will be able to repeat that strategy once more. All right, a little bit of critical strikes. Invisible summons are still off over here. We're going to be looking at, well, a Water Elemental attempting to take down that Watchtower. Watchtower down to 27 hit points. It was able to finish off that Watchtower, but now going to continue to give more experience to that Tauren Chieftain and that Farseer. Economic advantage is looking to be growing for KroLu. Flying machines trying to engage against the Troll Bat Riders. Troll Bat Riders want to trade efficiently against those flying machines. 1 Troll Bat Rider for 1 flying machine is definitely not worth it. Coming back around, how is KroLu going to close out this game? 26 supply. He's trying to build up a stronger economy here. Tauren Chieftain, Tauren Chieftain Farseer trying to pick up some useful items. The keep is, finally under full saturation. Again, there was 5 workers trying to get gold and trying to keep everything together. Meanwhile, Archmage and Mountain King are now back off to the north again to take down this Great Hall. All right, we could look at a cancellation here, or a cancellation at the last moment to get all of that gold back. Meanwhile, that Great Hall is still getting built. There's that cancellation, and now we're looking at the Farseer, Tauren Chieftain trying to make a play here. Troll ends justify the means. Farseer going to try and dive down in here. Chain Lightning across many of those units. There goes a Shockwave as the Farseer, can get another Chain Lightning easily. Farseer trying to dance around. Another Chain Lightning is perhaps in the works. Are we going to see another Chain Lightning? There you are. Multiple peasants getting taken down here, and the keep is now down to 818 hit points. Tauren Chieftain still has enough bit of damage to try and put pressure here. Farseer could have a bit of problem. Stormbolt shaken off by that potion of invulnerability as the Farseer is still engaging. Tauren Chieftain got in another shockwave here. Are we going to see Spirit Wolves being summoned? Yes, we are. Control Magic should be coming back around, turning those wolves in there in just a moment as the Tauren Chieftain looks to finish it off. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain prevents the last couple of hits, and that Stormbolt buying enough time to, well, get in some repairs, and it is a rinse and repeat once more. All right. All-in strategies consistently being pulled off by KroLu. All-in strategies nearly finished off his opponent multiple times. Tauren Chieftain, the only 10 units out on the battlefield are that Farseer and that Tauren Chieftain here. Tauren Chieftain does not have any survivability items, so he has to be very careful. Farseer only has 675 hit points, so that Scroll of Town Portal is on him, but he has to be extremely cautious and careful as well. Flying machines are looking to see where exactly his opponent is and trying to spot, and KroLu purposely took a long way round, no direct fights, and here we are. Are we going to see a chain lightning? There's a shockwave, there's a chain lightning bouncing around, but it bounces into the wrong direction and doesn't get any of those low hit point peasants or any of the casters. Scroll of Speed now being used, trying to double back around the other side. Tauren Chieftain with that Endurance Aura still moves around fairly fast as the Altar of Kings was taken down as well. Back off to the north, Farseer are going to use this opportunity, head over to this Fountain of Health, regenerate some hit points. There is no more gold mining for KroLu at all, unless he tries to do a bit of long distance mining. KroLu actually trying to set up some watchtowers here at the expansion location of Meteor, but well, Meteor gonna easily clean that up once more. All right, Farseer, level 3 Chain Lightning. Tauren Chieftain, level 3 Shockwave. They're going to rush on in. Mountain King is, well, lying in wait, ready to spring the trap of Stormbolt onto these units here. Meanwhile, Peons are trying to retreat back. And what are we going to see? There's a Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain now going to lose quite a bit of mana, surrounded there. There's a Chain Lightning going across some of those units. There's a Shockwave as the Tauren Chieftain is in trouble. Tauren Chieftain down to 500 hit points. Needs to find a way. Potion of Invulnerability is there. Stormbolt now onto the Farseer. Farseer is in trouble. Needs to use the Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Down to 133, down to 88 hit points. Scroll of Town Portal able to stick around and stay alive as the Tauren Chieftain, well, doesn't have that many options. 2 minutes of mining still available here. Meanwhile, Water Elemental gonna end up falling due to timed life and extremely low on gold. Healing salves, Clarity Potion. Do we see a Clarity Potion? Yes, we do. KroLu doesn't give a Clarity Potion to the Tauren Chieftain, though, as we're looking at Flying Machines keeping track of things all over the map. 27 supply army compared to 10. This one building being rebuilt back up, as well as we are looking at a Great Hall once more getting shut down. All right, Goblin Zeppelin going to be coming around from the side. Flying machines may actually be able to intercept this flight, as we are looking at Peons doing a bit of long distance mining to get every bit of gold that they can. All right, Goblin Zeppelin flying the unfriendly skies. Thank you for the follow. Flying Machine's actually going to spot the Goblin Zeppelin. No, they're on patrol. They are not looking to actually take down the Zeppelin. Zeppelin able to get a little bit of distance. Tauren Chieftain now trying to fly back here. Is the Zeppelin going to actually get shot over high ground? And that is going to be the case. Well, be not actually able to get shot down over high ground. KroLu leading the game. And here we have one of those rare instances where KroLu beat out his opponent in every single category, unit, hero, and resource, and walks away with the loss. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below.